What's gross? This one's gross. That's what's gross. Ew. What do you mean ew?
Sticker. It's good.
I made it to a heart.
Yep.
You pretty much
wiggle
have
your
to
fingers.
get,
Yeah, like this. Look it.
you have to get pretty far up in there.
Just go like.
Hello friends, hi, welcome back to the channel. Have I got something so exciting to share? I mean, you might not find it exciting, but let me tell you, as small homesteaders on a budget, I am so pumped right now. And I just need to share it with somebody. So I figured, let's turn this camera on. It's my Zivia, my pop. I can't have regular pop anymore. Sad, but Zivia works for me. Anyway, so I figured I'd turn the camera on, go out and show you what I'm excited about and tell you all about it because it's a small win for our small homestead this month. Pretty pumped, so let's go ahead and let's head out. Okay, so first off, got some cardboard. Wait for the light to adjust. Ooh, it's cold. I might have to go get my coat and my hat. But first off, we're gonna get a fire going. There's like no wind. I could do a fire pit today. We have an excess amount of cardboard to burn and branches. We had some pretty bad winds this past weekend, and some of our really big older trees had some pretty big branches fall down this weekend. So I gotta go through the yard, collect those. So I'm gonna get this fire started first, and then I'm gonna tell you. Oh, now the wind wants to pick up over here. Now I'm a baby. I'm gonna go to my burn pit. We do a burn barrel as well. So we do the burn barrel if the wind is too bad, because I'm a giant baby when it comes time to fire. I get so scared. So scared. Anyway, let me put you down for a second where the goats aren't gonna eat you. Okay, now that that's started, I'm gonna back my van up because I don't know if I want to carry it that far. So, today was a feed store day. So I picked up some goat ration. And this is what I'm really excited to share with you guys about. So excited. But I might have to tell you inside because it is really freaking cold out. It's -2. My ears are freezing. So I might quickly unload this. Oh gosh, it's so cold, friends. Okay. Let's get this unloaded first. A little treat because you already have breakfast. Turkeys! Oh my gosh. Now I feel obligated to put something, a treat down. I promise it's the good stuff. Okay, so now that I have them all distracted so they can stop being super noisy for a few minutes, I have to refill the hay feeder too. It's usually where I put the goat feed, but sometimes I put it here when they just need a little treat. So anyway, now that everyone is distracted and quiet for a few moments, this, in case you're wondering what this was, because it looks super powdery, it is. My grandfather has a cracker, a corn cracker, and unfortunately it makes it too fine, but like there's still cracked corn in it. So the chickens like this, I find, when you throw it on the ground, so we call it scratch. The chickens and turkeys like it, but anyway, so we did one barrel of that, or one bin of that. I have to refill this, so I will bring this to my grandfather's to refill. There's a bag of peanuts in here because I feed the squirrels. We got this bag of peanuts with our loop order. So we don't waste. So that's for the squirrels and the birds. But corn, I think this is supposed to be corn too, but it's empty. Yeah, so we'll go fill those. chicken feed. I have to grab some more from my grandfather's as well. And then we just refilled goat feed today. I decided to get my coat on to talk to you guys because I'm freezing out here. We're even gonna zip it up. Usually I don't. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's warm up a little bit. Okay. So, let me tell you what I'm so excited about today. I posted this over on Instagram last week. If you seen, I swear I gave them more hay. So I don't know why they're still harassing me. Anyway, I had to go pick up some feed today. Our goats needed more feed. I had to refill this bucket with feed, so I had to go to the feed store. Our budget for our livestock feed. Hi, do you just want to be pet for a minute? Hi. Hi, Biscuit. Hi, Bessie. Hi, babies. Hi. Okay, the babies like to make sure that they have the last word. Anyway, so we had to go pick up some feed today, and I went to go open up my cash envelope, and today is December 1st when I'm filming this. And our budget resets December, like the first of every month, our budget resets. Certain budgets that we have for our family, our household, our homestead are cash budgets. And we do it like cash envelope style. I know that's so old school, but it works really well for us, especially when we deal with a lot of farmers. Cash is king with farmers, my friends. Cash is king. So we like to have a cash envelope, cash budget for our livestock. For the purpose of when we go to buy hay, for instance, they always give us a better deal if we have cash and we're not writing a check. So anyway, I went to go open the envelope today to restock it with our budget, and we still had money in it, and like not a couple dollars. I had enough to get 2 more bags of goat feed today. And let me tell you how blessed that made me feel today, because I don't know what we're barking at, but anyway, so our budget for our livestock, we budget like almost to the penny. Like we have a little bit of wiggle room, but we know how much it costs us to feed our livestock, okay? So we track all that, we tracked our spending, that's how we know this. And so every month we put the same amount into the envelope. That's enough to buy feed for the month for our goats. It's enough feed for our chickens, our turkeys, and our one lonely duck. The duck eats the same food as the chickens and the turkeys, so I'm not worried. But anyway, that livestock budget covers ration for all the animals. It covers our cost of our hay that we buy. It covers if we were to have to purchase corn, it would cover that. We are very blessed because 2 years ago, my grandfather is a cash crop farmer, and 2 years ago he had a really good corn year, so he saved a whole buggy for us of corn. We didn't have to pay for it. I'm very blessed for that. So it's stored at his house in one of his barns, and we just bring our bins over there when we need to refill with corn, and we fill our bins with corn. So as of right now, we do not have to purchase corn for our animals, which is a huge blessing. So anyway, I thought I would share that I'm really, this helps our budget, and let me explain why. So having the extra money from last month to buy 2 bags of goat ration puts us ahead. That's something that all homesteaders dream of. Sometimes it's hard to get ahead in the homesteading journey. What helped us in the month of November was, underneath this is a bale of hay. My grandfather is semi-retired. He's a farmer. They don't retire. Anyway, he was helping out another local farmer, and they needed help baling hay. The other farmer has goats, so it's good quality hay. It's a nice alfalfa mixture. And so my grandfather went and helped him bale all that, and when they were done, the last roll, the last bale that was in baler. Oh my gosh, I almost blanked. It was in the baler. It was like 3/4 of a roll. So this is not a full, it was not a full bale. It was 3/4 of a bale, basically, of a big round bale. And he said, hey, your granddaughter has goats, right? You can take that one. Thanks for helping, basically. So that was a huge blessing. That saved us $90 alone for hay. And we have never purchased the big round bales before. This is our first big round bale. We always do small square bales. Partially because the small square bales just work better for us, because I can go pick those up in my van. If I don't have the truck that day, I can use my van for it. It's a lot easier for me to do by myself, where this thing is like massive, right? So this one, we had it, my grandfather dropped it off. We unloaded it and put it on a plastic pallet, and we just covered it with a tarp to last, because we don't have a barn that we can put that in yet. So anyway, that saved us $90 in hay. Actually, technically, it didn't like save us $90 in our November's budget, because that is like 2 months worth of hay, maybe, I'm thinking. Like, we've had that sucker for a month, and I think there's still like 2 weeks left, maybe even 3. So, I mean, that might be 2 months worth of hay, which is even more phenomenal, amazing. So, very grateful for that. So, that was our biggest money saver in the month of November. And then, like I said, we don't pay for corn because my grandfather has some. We just bring these bins and refill them as we need it. The last thing that really helped save money on our livestock feed for the month of November was our chicken layer, our chicken ration. I actually have to restock that, but that's okay. So I used to work for my grandfather full time. He is a farmer who runs a cash crop farm business. I also took over one of his businesses, the honey business. So I actually used to work for him full time, and I used to be his bookkeeper as well. So now that I no longer work for him, and you know, our relationship just went back to being grandfather, granddaughter, I do occasionally go back out there and I help him with his books. He does need help every now and then with his books, but now that he's like semi-retired, there's not as much to do for his books, realistically. So what we do is, when I go out there to help with his books, if I help for X amount of hours, we are allowed to take a bag of chicken ration. He purchases chicken ration in bulk. He buys it by the pallet, because the more you buy, the larger quantity you buy, the better discount you get on it, right? So he buys it in bulk. I go and work for him for a few hours a month, and I'm able to take a few bags per month. So we usually go through 2 to 3 bags of layer ration a month. And so we didn't have to pay for any last month at all, because I was able to get all 3 bags from him that we needed last month. So that worked out really well for our budget. And I'm so pumped about that. It sounds like a small win, but it's a huge win. So they're projecting that our winter is going to be a little harsher and colder here. Usually when weather's like that, you feed your animals a little bit extra so that they can make sure they keep their weight on. And they stay nice and warm and thick, basically. I know that sounds so weird to say, but like, we want our goats to stay thick for the winter. They all got beautiful coats on. They all gained beautiful weight. They're all looking really healthy going into the winter. So having this extra money left over in our livestock feed budget will be great, just in case we do have to purchase extra, or if we have to pick up like extra minerals for them. I usually budget for 1 bag every couple months, but maybe we'll have to get more. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm glad that we have that flexibility in our budget for that, because of that. So November 2025 was a huge savings for our livestock, which was amazing. Let's hope that, you know, December we could save a little bit too, but I doubt it. But we do have a plan to actually go and pick up another bale of hay. So the farmer that gave us this bale said that we could purchase a full bale from him for $90. So we're thinking about going and picking one up within the next week or 2 to bring it back here, so we have it on hand for the winter, so we're not trying to struggle to go get a bale during like crazy snow. So that is the plan. I'm hoping that we can do that, and essentially we have the extra money to purchase a larger one up front, because the small square bales we usually buy are usually $5 to $8 depending on who we buy it from. So like we obviously buy as we need. We only buy a couple at a time, where this one is a longer investment because it's like almost 2 months worth of hay, right? So now we have the extra money that we can buy the extra bale to get us through the winter more. So that's what our plan is with the extra money that we saved essentially. But anyway, friends, I just thought that I would share that. It's a huge blessing. I'm so thankful. And just remember, seriously, cash is king with farmers. Or barter. We've bartered before for some of our animal feed. We actually bartered for some wheat to give to our birds. So we're all about a good barter or a good, you know, a good deal. So anyway, friends, I'm gonna finish up. It's really cold outside. I was hoping to film a couple different videos for y'all today, but it is way too busy and crazy and I have a lot to do since it's kind of nice out today. So, hi guys. Anyway, friends, thank you for watching our little corner here in Southern Ontario. And until next time, bye.